us.
Hey, all right. Good morning, everybody. Yeah, if you've never seen this game before, this is Puggsy. This is a puzzle platformer that came out in 1993 by Traveler's Tales, who you may know of from Sonic 3D Blast and the Lego games, a couple of other games as well. But this was like really their first like big shot at trying to make a mascot platformer back in the day, which was kind of a failed attempt, but we did get a really good game. And I guess I kind of say good in quotations because this game is not exactly what you would call a good game, but it is a good game. But it's just kind of not good at the same time. so bad it's good, I guess. Really cool speedrun though. So I'm gonna get started here and I'll just try to explain what's going on as I go here. Time starts when I hit the start button and we go into the first level. So get going in 3, 2, 1, go. So yeah, this is Puggsy. Whatever you think Puggsy is, that's what Puggsy is. I've been told that he's many things. A glove filled with squirrel blood, a Richard Nixon mask filled with tapioca that sat in the sun for too long and came to life. But the real thing is that he's an alien. He crashed on this planet, and the raccoons took his ship. So we have to go get his ship back from the raccoons. This game has multiple exits in a lot of levels, similar to like Super Mario World, which is kind of interesting. Take you on a branching path. We're gonna obviously be doing the quickest path for any percent. As you can see, there's a bunch of objects that we can interact with. They actually coined the term total object interaction for this game. Everything that you see in the game you can do something with, and they all have kind of unique properties, weights, that kind of thing that you can do with them. The first few levels, there's really not a lot going on, just kind of run to the exit, but as we get going, there'll be a lot more puzzling going on. This level is like the real first introduction to the kind of puzzles that you see. So we have to grab this beak here. It was missing from the statue to open this gate here. We're gonna fight our first boss, which is Polypirate. And see the boat rocks back and forth. There's a fish in the middle of the boat. Whichever direction the boat is facing, when you use the interact button, it will throw the fish at the boss. And that's the boss. Skip the cutscenes because they're slow, but they're definitely something. This is a real big skip here. We just use that chest to, whoops, hit the wrong button here. Bounce up, and we're out of there. Usually you have to go get a water gun, fill the water gun up with water, to shoot those flames to get past, but don't do that. This level also has a really big skip that we're gonna do. Basically, the intended way to do this level, it wants you to take this key all the way to the right to open a lock, and then you grab an axe, take that axe all the way to the right also to then open the floor up to drop down a big heavy weight or ball or whatever it is to open a... Did we miss though? We missed. We're gonna restart the level really quick. One really nice thing about this game also is that if you do mess anything up, you can never soft lock because you can exit out of every level. Let's try this again. So we have to hit that switch there to turn on a fan that drops down this key. A lot of this is like Rube Goldberg-esque things going on in the levels. We can get this right this time. Let's hear it bounce once and then a click. There it is. So we got the lock. Lock is way over here. So obviously we don't want to walk twice over here with two objects. You throw the key there. You throw the axe here. It drops this ball, which hits the floor, drops that weight, and then the gate opens. This level is where we're going to get the two power-ups that we have in the game. So we have sunglasses that, on top of making Puggsy look really cool, allow him to take an extra hit of damage before dying. You see there's no life bar in the game, except for on boss fights. And then we get another power up here in a second. So we need this weight here to get past this fan that's blowing up here. Puggsy apparently weighs nothing, so this weight helps him get past. If you try to walk past that fan without that, you just can't make it past. Right now, we are going to get the most important power-up in the entire game. Gonna use this balloon. Not a spoon, believe it or not. It was actually a balloon. Puggsy apparently breathes helium because when he blows up the balloon, he can then float holding it. And this is the most important thing in the game is the sneakers. It makes you jump twice as high, run twice as fast. The only downside to them is that if you get hit, you lose them, and for whatever reason, they decided that you should lose your sneakers before your sunglasses. So, the sunglasses really prove no purpose other than to look cool after you get the sneakers, because they will not save you from taking a hit.
They do look cool.
They definitely. And this is really slow. We wanted this key to bounce the other direction to open up a lockdown here. So we got to deal with these heads here. I do not want to lose my sneakers, so I'm just going to take it nice and slow. Usually you need to put 4 objects on switches here, but we've kind of found a way that you can do this with 3 objects instead, and we lost our sneakers. Perfect. Make things a little interesting here. Anyways, 3 objects there. We're going to bounce this ball in here, and it should bounce down and open the door. This is our second boss. The Emperor's New Clothes is the name of this boss. It's just a big raccoon, right? Nothing suspicious about that at all. And basically what we're doing is we have these balls that drop on cycles, and you just basically need to have the right floor panel pushed down when the boss is in a certain spot. Drop the balls on him. We skip the first cycle, so then that way we can kill the boss on the left-hand side of the screen because it'll go off the screen quicker. And then here's the big twist. Oh my god, it was not one giant raccoon, it was 3 little raccoons in a trench coat, essentially, on a unicycle. I lost sneakers at a really, really bad spot, so I have to go back here to get them again, which is kind of slow, but don't really have much of a choice. They're kind of important. Let's damage boost off of this guy. Usually if you lose your sneakers a little bit later, it's not a big deal, but probably for my route anyways, there's 2 different routes that you can use that are roughly about the same. My route is a little bit more dangerous because it doesn't have backup sneakers early, other than here. The other one requires you to do another level twice and take a secret exit. But the nice thing is we can exit out as soon as we grab the sneakers. We don't have to actually exit the level. This is our first level where we encounter water. We only are going to have 2 water levels in the entire 80% run. The water, I don't know if you can tell or not, it is very... The physics in the water are really weird. I would say that it's more like syrup than it is water. The way that you move through it just is not good. So we grab this object here, and we kind of like use it to bounce somehow, swim, I guess you would call it, and it's faster than walking along the ground. Your second water level, but we're gonna try to skip all the water stuff here. We're gonna throw this duck, use this gun to bounce onto the duck, and then we're gonna jump over here, and we're out of there. Usually the game, like, the intended method there is use the objects to make like a bridge essentially, but yeah, that's really slow, so try to exploit the physics as much as we can in this game. There we had to drop down that key. The raccoon that was carrying that key cannot die other than being dropped through that trap door, so we had to throw an object up at the trap door to drop the key down. This is going to be the only level in any percent that we do both the exits, because we have a branching path here. We have to do 2 different bosses, so we are gonna take the bottom exit here first, killing all these raccoons. So if you like raccoons, I'm sorry. This game is basically raccoon genocide. Second exit, we have to go up to the roof. Usually you wait for that. There's a raccoon that walks around with a basket on her head and you can jump on it, but that's really slow, so we just use this chest here to get up here. And these chests, they're hint chests. They actually, if you open it up, it'll display what item you need to exit the level. Kind of neat. Might be on a bad cycle here. No, we're okay. We'll go to the right now. This level, let's see here. We're gonna drop this. This is totally a torch. It's not anything else. It is nothing else at all. It is a torch. And then we are going to just throw this torch here. Gonna bounce. And I missed. Okay, cool. Let's do it the backup way. It's not as cool when you do it that way, but usually you make it bounce. It bounces over there. It hits the rope, which burns the rope, drops the weight, which catapults the key out. If you throw it right there, it just bounces and you don't have to go over there to kill those enemies. This level, normally you have to stack up 6 coins here to exit the level, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw this coin and re-grab it. Whoops. Uh-oh. That'll work. And hopefully re-grab it on the other side of this pillar, which will allow me to hit the trigger with 1 coin rather than 6. Okay, that didn't work. This is really, really tricky. And it's not working well for me this morning. There we go. Okay, so it just takes a second. Trigger is like right there. Got it. I'm gonna throw this eyeball down here. I'll explain the eyeball mechanics later, but I can't show you what's going on down there because I need to throw both of these objects just in case. May have taken too long though. Basically, there's a little mouse that walks back and forth down there and kicks objects around. There's a lever on the left-hand side that opens the store. If you throw the ball down, the eyeball down, and then you use the remote, you can see what's going on down there. But if you throw both objects down there, you can kind of get a better chance at one of them going left and hitting the switch right away, but didn't have that luck right now. This level, basically all we're doing here is we're guiding these flour bags onto these switches up here, which will then open the door. We control these conveyor belts with the switches down below. When you use the use button on the remote, you can see wherever an eyeball is, so the mechanic will see a couple of times in this run, so it just allows us to kind of see what's going on so we know which bags we need to drop where. This last one we need 2 items for it, so you do that. Open up the door for us to get out. Third boss. This is Flower Power is the name of this boss, and that's why they call it Badger Mill, because there's a badger that runs this mill. And yeah, normally toss these bags of flour at you, but we use this crane to grab them in midair and then pick them up onto this conveniently placed conveyor that drops them right onto the boss. That's the boss. All the bosses in this game, they just give you their weakness. It's, you know, what most bosses do, right? Oh, this is another example of the eyeball mechanic in this level. So this mummy raccoon, in fact, will go follow Puggsy wherever Puggsy is moving left to right, and we have to guide it through a maze. So it jumps every 4 seconds on a set cycle, and so you just kind of guide it through. And basically, because the mummy is carrying that eyeball, it counts as it carrying an object, so we're going to use the mummy to hit a switch. Gonna have to guide it to the right place. It's gonna be right there, and the door is open. Another level with some puzzles. So we have all these balls here. We need to get these balls down in this teleporter, which will open the door there. Perfect. And then we're gonna throw this ball up here to this switch. Switch up there drops a trap door, so these two raccoons fall down. One carries a gun, one carries a mug. The gun one opens the switch that releases this fast mummy down here. The other one drops the mug. The mug opens the switch that opens the exit. You get it on the right cycle, the mug dude will just drop right down and get out of there really quick. But yeah, that was not ideal, but that's okay. This level, we're just putting these objects onto this totem pole, I guess you would call it. Once you put all the objects there, you can exit the level. You do need an extra object here, though, to get this last one. So we use that to bounce up. Grab this one, back to the other one. And we're out of there. Fourth boss. This is... Geez, I can't remember the name of this boss right now. So Pharaoh's So Good. That's the name of this boss. There's these switches on the ground that shoot plungers. You gotta hit it 4 times. Or, sorry, 7 times. You can get a perfect 2 cycle on this. I got the imperfect 2 cycle. It's very, very tight timing there, but that's fine. It's the almost fastest boss kill. If you miss 2 shots though, then you get a much slower kill. This level we're supposed to just do all kinds of stuff. I'm just gonna ignore all that, and I'm gonna use this orb to bounce over. Also, gravestones here say Wiz and Liz. I guess they died, so rip to Wiz and Liz. Sorry y'all had to find out that way. This level, we're just shooting down these stones to slow down this Grim Reaper looking dude. He runs really fast and he'll kill you, so we don't want that to happen. This level, another level where you're supposed to do a bunch of puzzly stuff to get a water gun, put out fires, but that's really slow, so we just use the objects to do things. That's it. The speedrun in this game is really, really cool, and I'm sure that I'm kind of making this look like it's a pretty straightforward, easy game, but I promise that if you try to play this game, it is not easy. There's a reason that the world record, my run and the 3rd place run are all within a second of each other, and they all happened like 4 years ago, and no one has been able to get a better run. None of us have been able to PB in the game since then, despite trying, because it is very, very hard to be consistent at this game because of the physics. Sometimes they just do things, everything is like really, really super precise. So I mean, it makes the leaderboard look really cool because there's 3 people all within 1 second of each other, but I would really like to improve the world record on this, but it's just really tough. And there's like a lot of really cool strats that we found that could save some time potentially, but they're like super duper dangerous and will just instantly kill your run if you miss any of them. Here you're usually supposed to take all 3 of those dynamites down to blow up the little lanterns that are along the way there, and then the last dynamite will get pushed by a minecart, but we just throw this one dynamite instead, and it bounces in a way that blows up the barrier. This is another level where you're using the eyeball mechanic, even though you don't know it. There's an eyeball inside of that pot, cauldron, whatever you want to call it. We need to guide it down. So if we hold left and right, we move it, and we need to go back and forth between these switches to alternate the fans. This. I'm gonna push this out of the way. Oh, let's go. Then we hop back on and get across the fire that way. All right, branching path here. This way for our next boss. This level really, really easy. Just kind of hog your way down the hill. This level we need to just be a little careful because this level can go bad really quickly. You take out these raccoons. Cool. Grab this dynamite. Blow the cap off of this volcano. Down here. We're gonna hopefully get a double kill. Nope, we missed it. And then we need 2 objects to get out when you have the sneakers. If you don't have the sneakers, you can get out with 4 objects. Brings us to our next boss, which is technically called Halitosis the Dragon, but we've dubbed this boss Twinkle Toes because, I mean, just look at it. You can get 2 hits per cycle here. You can miss 1 double hit and still get the fastest boss kill. We missed 2 though, so we're gonna get a little bit slower boss kill here. Uh-oh. Now we might get a really, really slow one if we miss a double hit on this last one. Yep, we did. Okay. A lot of really, really tight timing, precision stuff in this game. Oh, this level. Kind of neat level. If you play this casually, you'd struggle to figure out what's going on here, but basically there's these ghosts that carry around letters, and we need to put the letters in a certain spot on the wall. Uh-oh. We're gonna restart. Can't miss 2 shots there. If you use the flashlight, it'll show you where to place the letters. We need to place the letters M, R, and C on specific spots on the wall, which is a homage to the Wiz and Liz creator, M.R. Chudley. There's a couple shout outs to them in this game. So the M goes there. Uh-oh. R goes here. C goes there, opens the door. This is a level where when I was learning the speedrun, like, this was a real big first skip that was ever discovered. Typically you're supposed to like make a potion here that makes Puggsy really light when he uses it. But instead of doing all that, we just throw the object into that pit there in a precise spot where we can bounce off of it. And we get out. Skip like 45 seconds of puzzling. This is a level where a lot of runs come to die. So this is the only RNG I know in the entire game. That's like actually RNG. There's 2 birds in this level, and they both move either quickly or slowly. When you enter the level, it's determined whether they're going to move quickly or slowly. I don't know what makes it happen. But we have this bird moving slow, so we're just going to wait a second here to jump on it. Okay. If it's moving quickly, you can go underneath it, but if it's moving slowly, you cannot go underneath it. Basically, you need to take that statue head because the wind is blowing. And again, as we learned earlier, Puggsy is really light. Wind is blowing, can't go past. We need all 3 of these dynamites to get out of the level. Throw them down there. Pull up these rocks. You can't get past the rocks without them. You need to take one of these diamonds with you to open this floor. Go the other way, there's a secret exit. Just don't take an item with you and you can go out that way. This is one of many levels that is just trivialized by having the sneakers. Usually you have to like do some platforming and stuff there, but if you have the sneakers, you can just go right across. This is the worst level in the entire run because it's just really slow and there's nothing you can do other than one really dangerous strat to skip here, which we're not going to do. What you have to do is you have to take this circle object and you have to drop it down alternating pipes to transform the object into a 6-sided object. See down here, there's a 6 question mark there. So we turned it from a circle to a heart, and now we're going to go to the right. And yeah, so once we make a 6-sided object, we can then get past the door down there. So hearts turn into triangles, as everybody knows. And then triangles, everybody knows that after triangle comes square, right? Like, that's pretty obvious. But what comes after square? Diamond, for sure. And after diamond, everybody knows what comes after diamond. The big nut. And that's how you get out. You get a big nut and you get out. This is probably the most difficult level in the run. There's just some really tight timing here that we have to pay attention to, and I almost really messed up there. So we have to drop this balloon down here, and then we have to run up to the top, grab this key, drop the key on top of the balloon, inflate the balloon, kill these 2 wombats or whatever they are, and then run up here. The reason that we have to do that is because if you run past that with an object, you open a trap door, you fall down it, you can't get out. So you have to float the key up to get out. This is another level where Puggsy's low weight is a problem, so we have to grab this match, throw it at this cannon, grab this cannonball. Oh gosh, I completely messed up there. Try again. Just a good example of the physics just being weird there. I tried to jump and like the momentum didn't carry. Here we go. Cool. And then we go past this fan. There's gonna be an enemy coming, so we'll just wait a second. Coming up on the end of the game here pretty quick too. I just realized. This is another run killer, and it's right at the end of the run. This level, you have to push this spiky ball over to the other pedestal, and so usually most objects in this game you can, you know, pick them up and carry them, but this spiky ball, for whatever reason, they just decided that you cannot do that, so you have to push this object over here. Dang it. That was actually going really well, until it wasn't. There we go. This is the last level of the run, and then we have one boss. So time will be coming up here pretty soon. This is a maze. Obviously, I know the solution to the maze, so drop down through the floor there. Actually, the other day, I found something out that I didn't know. There's sneakers in this level, which I knew. But if you take the sneaker box, because it's red, over any of these red like tiles that are on the floor, they'll like react if you can go through them, which I didn't know. So kind of cool, but I just randomly figured that out the other day. And then this is our last boss. Boss's name is If Looks Could Kill. You can see Puggsy's spaceship there is hanging in the back. The raccoons were nice enough to steal our ship, hang it up here, and fix it for us. So, yeah, this boss, if you were playing this game casually, it might be a little difficult because it's really hard to get the timing on this. Basically, the eyes follow you wherever, and then it shoots lasers. So you would be running back and forth and trying to time it right for the lasers to bounce up at the boss. But in the credits, it actually tells you that if you just stand to the right of the center of the room, you will kill the boss. And time is going to be coming up here on the last hit. So in a second now. That will be time. And that's Puggsy.
GG.
I have no idea what the time was because I didn't have a timer going.
It's about a 28:43.
Oh my goodness, I went over estimate. I'm ashamed with myself.
Barely. Who cares? It's just a number.
The credits here, it will take a second. We have to watch some of these credits because like this is like demo scene stuff right here. If anybody's familiar with like Amiga, the demo scene was huge back then, so they're like really showing off all the things that they could do with the physics engine, the game, all their different little tricks that they used in this game. And like I said, the credits, they give you a bunch of hints for the game. So there's also a big spoiler here in the credits, or not a spoiler, but like a teaser that never came to fruition. Look out for Puggsy Part 2 coming soon. It never came. We never got Puggsy Part 2. This was all we ever got. So yeah. If you all enjoyed this run, check out the game. I don't know if I recommend playing the game casually or not. If you enjoy playing difficult games and like unique games and weird games, then play this game. If you get easily frustrated, you may not want to play it because it is a very frustrating casual play. And yeah, feel free to check out my channel. I'll be speedrunning this. I'm really going to try to get the world record a little more optimized here soon on this. Yeah. Thank you for having me, and that's all I got. Enjoy Pepsi,
Definitely
man.
an interesting game, so thanks for showing it off here.
Yeah, no problem.